Well, join John Huddleston and I for Crimson Tide Kickoff this Saturday morning at 8 a.m. presented by AT&T and Alpha Insurance live from the University of Alabama campus. We'll break down the Tide and the Gators in depth, and our special guest, one of our special guests, Gene Stallings, being honored this weekend. Coach Stallings will join us on Crimson Tide Kickoff. You make sure and join us as well. Well, if you notice tonight, Rodney and I are wearing some really good-looking shirts. We'd like to thank the Locker Room, located on the University Strip, for providing us with original elephant wear. The Locker Room has been a Tuscaloosa tradition for 46 years. It's the home of the original elephant wear. And Rodney, you know you don't stay around for 46 years unless you know what you're doing. Alex Gatewood and Rush and the guys over there, they do. Stop by the store. This weekend would be a perfect time since they're right here on University Boulevard. Or you can look them up on the web and check out all their apparel items on the internet. But they will take care of you, and we are excited to be sporting the elephants, right?
Yeah, I like them. Got to get some more.
All right, speaking of elephants, Crimson Elephants, and Mark Ingram is an elephant in terms of you just don't want to get in this guy's way. I tell you, Rodney, I know people want to discount him a little bit because he missed those first 2 games, but he's been back 2 games. He's rushed for over 300 yards. He basically played a half against Duke. I say he's in the Heisman race right now.
Well, I don't think I'd like to go back and look at last year. You know, he only played what, a quarter and about 4 minutes against that late in the season game, the one right before Auburn. Who was it, Chattanooga?
Right.
So he missed almost a whole game there. But I think he's in the race, Gary. You know, again, if he continues to play well, I don't know that it really. You know, we're talking about the Heisman, but you know, certainly the focus is winning and producing for Alabama, and we'll worry about the Heisman later, as he said yesterday. But you know, he's certainly proved that, you know, in the first 2 games back that he is playing as well or better than he played last year.
And you know, Rodney, the next game I coach will be my first one. Yeah. But hey, that's what we do on this show, and I was glad to see Coach McElwain on that final drive. You know, they got in there in the first half and threw the ball 2 out of 3 times inside the 10-yard line. One of them was interception. One of them was the little bubble screen to Julio was almost a pick. Yep. Low throw. You got Richardson and Ingram, in my opinion. You got 3 downs, the 4th to decide what you want to do, kick it, or I think you run those guys and you get in the end zone more times than not, inside the 10.
Well, we went through that last year, you know, in the Ole Miss game, and I think then later on to South Carolina, you know, Ingram had the great game where he ran it 6 straight times just to ice the win. So,
but they got it right on that last one in the Wildcat and got them a touchdown to win the game. All right, time to go to the phones. Tim is first up tonight in Coleman. Tim, welcome in. You're on with Gary Harris and Rodney Orr.
Hey, Gary, Rodney, how y'all doing today?
Doing well, my friend.
Hey, I just want to talk about our young defense and what you think about our chances are against Florida with that, and their. I hope to say that they've finally come and found their identity as pressure the guys.
Well, Tim, I think they've got a pretty good defense. I mean, those first 3 games, and granted, maybe they weren't playing the greatest competition, but you know, they didn't give up 19 points total. And even against Arkansas, you know, the first half, they moved up and down the field. But at the end of the day, Arkansas had 20 points. So that's 39 points in 4 games. The second half, I really, as we talked about earlier, Rodney, thought they did come together as a group. And Florida's got a lot of speed, but I'm not sure offensively they're better than Arkansas.
Well, the thing about Florida is, Gary, when you're talking about a young defense, they do so many different things. They line up, they drop back, they throw the ball, they run option, they run those quick sweeps. They do so many different things. They throw Burton in and let him run the Tim Tebow style of system that they utilize down there. So, you know, they just do so many different things offensively that, you know, you hope there's no confusion.
All right, let's go back to the phones and stay here in Tuscaloosa and talk with Joseph. Joseph, welcome into the program.
Hey, roll tide.
Roll tide, Joseph. What you got for us tonight?
Hey, well, y'all, I'm going to ask you a little simple question on that. When they going to come with when they're going to be in the making for the 2011 schedule?
Well, Joseph, that varies. It's basically already set. I mean, you can look at the SEC part of the schedule, and I think most of the non-conference games. I don't have it in front of me, but basically it's done. But when it's officially announced, and I'm not sure.
No, I don't know either. Again, it's probably later in the spring before.
But you want to look ahead. I mean, you can, like I said, the SEC portion of the schedule is already done for next year. They'll play Florida in Gainesville. Of course, they've got all the SEC West opponents. You flip-flop them. If they played them at home this year, they'll play them on the road next year. And in the East, South Carolina goes off, and I think does Vanderbilt come back on?
I haven't seen the 2011 schedule.
All right, but they're trying to get through 2010 right now, Joseph. I can guarantee you that. Let's go to Moundville and talk with Dale. Dale, you're on the program.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, man.
First of all, I got a comment. Gary Danielson was asking on the Feinbaum Network today for a name for Ingram and Richardson. for the fans to give out their opinion of it.
Right.
Batman and Robin, the Cape Crusaders, they're work good as a team, and they come to save the day. So that's my name for them, Batman and Robin.
Well, that's not bad. That's a pretty good one.
So I would like to know if y'all noticed in the third quarter when the Arkansas offensive lineman struck Darius in the knee with his helmet.
I saw it, and and even though Hightower didn't make a big deal about it last year, cut blocks are part of the game. But I thought Petrus kind of dove at his knee with the helmet. I mean, it's going to happen from time to time. It may just be an accident, but yeah, he did seem like he took a little bit of a helmet there. Yeah,
and again, I didn't specifically see that. I know there's been a lot of talk about that.
But Darius, with an ankle, looks like he's going to be able to go on Saturday, and hopefully he'll be ready to play. All right, stick around. More of your phone calls and emails when Tider Insider TV continues. We got an email from Brian. Is there any chance that Alfie Hill returns to Bama, or will he finish his college career at East Carolina?
Well, haven't had any contact with Alfie Hill, Gary, since he left. But my understanding is he's already enrolled at East Carolina. Alfie Hill's not coming back.
All right, end of Alfie Hill. Let's go back to the phones and talk to Gary in Fayette County. Gary, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How y'all?
Doing well.
I'd like to know about Quan Bray from Georgia.
Great athlete, Gary. He's kind of been around over there. He was at Hogansville Callaway, where he was a teammate of LaMichael Fanning at one time. Of course, LaMichael Fanning's committed to Alabama. But he's now at LaGrange, Troup County, and he's an outstanding prospect, great little athlete, 5'11", 175, 180, whatever. He's a running back / cornerback. And, Alabama's been in on him pretty hard, and he may be over here this weekend. There's been other times when he was scheduled to come in and he didn't make it, so we'll see if he comes in. But Alabama's certainly in the mix. I know Georgia's been in there. Auburn, several teams have been in the mix, so we'll see what happens as time goes on.
And real quickly, what's his position, Rodney?
Well, he's a cornerback / receiver, could do some other things, but in high school he also plays running back. But I think he'll probably be a corner in college.
All right, let's talk to Laverne in Tuscaloosa. Laverne, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Roll Tide Roll.
All right, what you got?
Yeah, I want to know, do y'all think Alabama going to beat Florida State? Last year was a good game, and it was back-to-back, and I watched it, and I'm trying to see, do you think Alabama going to pull through? Oh, do you think Mark Ingram going to make all the touchdowns? Because he's fast. I like the way he plays, and he's smooth. He's from Detroit, and that's my hometown.
Well, I tell you what, Mark Ingram is fast and strong and just everything you look for in a running back. Interesting you ask who we think will win the game, because we will tell you, but we're going to do it next because we'd already planned to, as we do every week, make our predictions for the game. So, Laverne, you and everybody else stick around, and we'll tell you who we think is going to win between the Tide and the Gators coming up right after this. Prediction time. Ronnie and I both 4-0 so far, as is the Tide. A little hairy against Arkansas, but in the end, the good guys won the game. All right, let's get to the game at hand. The Florida Gators, 7th ranked in the country, unbeaten. This could be a preview again of the SEC championship game. Rodney, your take?
Well, first of all, Gary, when you talk about Florida, they have so many great athletes. You look at them, there's not much question about their defense. They lead the nation in interceptions. They've intercepted at least 2 passes in every single game. They returned 3 for touchdowns, so it's going to be very important for Greg McElroy to protect the football. You look at them on offense, I know they had an outburst here against Kentucky, but I'm not real sure that John Brantley's ready for this game at this time. It's still pretty early for him. And, with that said, I think Alabama wins 24-17.
You and I are just running neck and neck in these predictions. We're very close each week because your analysis pretty much sums it up to me. Alabama doesn't turn the ball over. That's just something, you want to know why they've won 18 games in a row. That's the biggest reason. Saturday against Arkansas, McElroy let it get away a couple of times with the interceptions in the first half, really hurt the Tide. He almost fumbled away another one. Ball security is the key. You mentioned, Rodney, the interceptions. When Florida gets them, as you alluded to, they take them back a lot of times for points. If Alabama hangs on to the ball, runs the ball, works the clock, they're going to win the game, but it is not going to be easy. I like them by a touchdown as well. A few more points, 27-20. I think this is a fourth quarter game, and Alabama's going to have to play better than they did against Arkansas, I think, to get the W, but I think they'll run that win streak to 19 on Saturday night. All right, that is going to do it for Tider Insider TV for this week. Dinner time this week, it's Buddy's. Can't wait to get over there and dive into one of those fillets, Buddy's in Northport. If you're out and about, join us for dinner. And if you missed any of tonight's program, you can find it on the internet anytime. We'll have it up a little bit later on tonight at WVUATV.com. And, of course, we will have a replay of the show tonight here on WVUA at 10:35. So for Rodney Orr our producer, John Huddleston, our technical director, Jonathan Newman, and our entire TITV crew. I'm Gary Harris. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.